Have you ever considered the profound impact of saying nothing? In a world that seems to value noise, where everyone is eager to voice their opinions, defend their worth, or prove their importance, silence is often misunderstood as weakness. But what if silence isn't weakness at all? What if silence is, in fact, one of the most powerful tools at your disposal? Think about it. Why is it that the quiet ones often leave us wondering? Their calm presence can speak volumes more than any elaborate argument ever could. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "We are what we believe we are." And in the act of silence, we not only believe in our own strength, we project it. Silence can confuse, intrigue, and even disarm those who don't understand it. It's a subtle yet commanding power, one that enables us to reclaim control in moments of chaos. The Bible offers its own wisdom on this topic. Even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise. Proverbs 17:28. In this simple truth lies a profound lesson. Sometimes it's not about saying the right thing, it's about saying nothing at all. Silence demands introspection. It challenges us to listen, to think deeply, and to master the art of self-control. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative power of silence, how it can protect you, empower you, and reshape the way others perceive you. It's more than just staying quiet. It's about mastering the art of intentional silence to elevate your life. Let's explore how this ancient wisdom can unlock a version of you that's not just heard, but truly unforgettable. The psychology of silence. Silence isn't just the absence of words, it's a powerful presence in itself. Psychologists have long studied the impact of silence, revealing its ability to influence perceptions, evoke curiosity, and create a sense of authority. When we choose to remain silent, especially in situations where others expect us to speak, we disrupt the social rhythm. It's like an unexpected pause in music. It draws attention, makes people lean in, and forces them to question their assumptions. Why does silence hold such power? Because humans are naturally uncomfortable with the unknown. When you don't immediately reveal your thoughts, you create a vacuum. And here's the secret. People can't resist filling that vacuum with their own interpretations. They project their thoughts, insecurities, and assumptions onto your silence. In doing so, they inadvertently give you the upper hand. Take Jesus as an example. During his trial, when faced with accusations and mockery, he remained silent. But Jesus made no reply, not even to a single charge, to the great amazement of the governor. Matthew 27:14. His silence was not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength. It demonstrated his control over the situation and left others grappling with their own conscience. C.S. Lewis once said, "Courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point." Silence is a form of courage, a refusal to let others dictate your emotions or reactions. By choosing silence, you demonstrate inner strength and a calm confidence that can unsettle even the most aggressive opponent. But silence isn't just about what others perceive, it also changes us internally. It forces us to pause, reflect, and carefully choose our responses. In moments of silence, we gain clarity about our intentions and priorities. Instead of speaking to impress or defend, we speak only when our words have genuine value. This is the essence of emotional intelligence, knowing when to speak, and more importantly, when to hold your peace. In a world where everyone is fighting to be heard, silence is a rare and powerful currency. It allows you to stand out, not by shouting over the crowd, but by making people curious enough to listen. Silence isn't emptiness, it's substance waiting to be revealed. And when used wisely, it becomes a tool not just for self-preservation, but for influence and leadership. Would you rather be someone who speaks for the sake of filling the void, or someone whose silence speaks volumes? The answer lies in your ability to harness the psychology of silence. Let the world wonder, let them guess, and in that space of uncertainty, you'll find your true power. Silence as a strategy. Silence isn't just an act of restraint, it's a deliberate strategy, a tool that can reshape the dynamics of any interaction. When you master the art of silence, you not only preserve your energy, but also gain control over how others perceive and respond to you. It's a subtle form of power, one that works quietly, yet effectively. One of the greatest advantages of silence is its ability to disarm. When someone criticizes you or seeks to provoke you, the natural instinct is to respond, to defend yourself, or to fight back. But imagine responding with nothing, just calm, steady silence. It's unexpected, unsettling, and forces the other person to face their own words. Without your input, their argument often collapses under its own weight. This is the brilliance of silence. It creates space for others to expose their weaknesses while you remain untouchable. The Bible reminds us of this wisdom in Proverbs 26, verse 4. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you yourself will be just like him. Instead of lowering yourself to unproductive debates, silence allows you to rise above the fray. It's not about avoiding conflict entirely, but about choosing which battles are worth your energy. Silence also creates mystery. In any social setting, people are naturally drawn to those who don't reveal everything about themselves. This mystery sparks curiosity and compels others to invest more time and effort in understanding you. Think about the most influential figures in history, leaders, artists, or thinkers. Their words were impactful because they spoke sparingly and with purpose. By embracing silence, you position yourself as someone worth listening to, someone whose words carry weight. C.S. Lewis beautifully captured this idea when he wrote, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less." Practicing silence shifts the focus from trying to prove yourself to simply being yourself. You're no longer concerned with convincing others of your value. Instead, your value becomes evident through your actions and demeanor. Silence is also a shield. In a world where oversharing is the norm, holding back protects your dreams, your plans, and your vulnerabilities. When you stay silent about your aspirations, you eliminate the risk of unnecessary criticism or sabotage. People can't attack what they don't know. This doesn't mean isolating yourself, but learning to discern what's worth sharing and what's best kept private. In practice, silence as a strategy requires self-discipline. It means resisting the urge to respond to every opinion, especially when emotions run high. Instead, it involves active listening, processing what's being said, and choosing your words or your silence deliberately. It means letting your actions speak louder than anything you could say. As the old adage goes, actions speak louder than words. Even in moments of triumph, silence can amplify your success. Consider this. When you achieve something great, letting your results speak for themselves creates a stronger impression than boasting about it. The quiet confidence that comes from success is far more impactful than words that attempt to validate it. Ultimately, silence is a strategic choice. It allows you to conserve your energy, protect your focus, and keep others guessing. It places you in a position of control, not through force, but through restraint. It's a strategy rooted in wisdom, patience, and the understanding that not every situation requires your voice. When you master silence, you master yourself, and that's a power few can match. The benefits of silence. Silence isn't just a tool for self-defense or strategy. It's a transformative habit that offers profound benefits for your emotional, mental, and relational well-being. By embracing silence, you open the door to clarity, strength, and deeper connections with others. 1. Silence enhances emotional intelligence. Silence gives you the space to process your emotions and understand the root of your reactions. Instead of blurting out words in anger, fear, or frustration, silence encourages self-awareness. It teaches you to pause, reflect, and respond with intention rather than impulse. As the Bible says, whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. Proverbs 21, verse 23. By holding your tongue, you safeguard your peace and foster emotional maturity. In relationships, this emotional intelligence is invaluable. Silence allows you to truly listen, not just to the words being spoken, but to the feelings behind them. When you're silent, you create a safe space for others to express themselves fully. This deepens trust and understanding, making your relationships more meaningful. 2. Silence as a shield and sword. Choosing silence can act as both a shield to protect yourself and a sword to influence others. When you refrain from speaking, you avoid revealing vulnerabilities or providing others with ammunition to use against you. At the same time, your silence forces people to reflect on their actions and assumptions. They begin to question themselves, wondering what you're thinking or planning. This psychological effect is incredibly powerful. Imagine being in a heated argument and choosing to say nothing. Your silence isn't passive, it's active and deliberate. It communicates strength and control, leaving others uncertain about how to proceed. C.S. Lewis's words resonate here. You find out the strength of a wind by trying to walk against it, not by lying down. Silence is the strength you show when you refuse to be drawn into unnecessary battles. The mysterious aura of silence. Silence creates an air of mystery and intrigue. People are naturally drawn to what they don't understand, and when you speak less, you make them curious. This can be especially impactful in social or professional settings. The less you reveal, the more others project their own assumptions onto you, often perceiving you as more intelligent, confident, and capable. In a world where oversharing is the norm, silence makes you stand out. It sets you apart as someone with depth, discipline, and control. As the saying goes, silence is golden. By withholding unnecessary details about yourself, you maintain an element of surprise and unpredictability. No 4. Silence strengthens focus and clarity. Life is full of distractions, and constant chatter only adds to the noise. Silence, on the other hand, creates a mental space for focus and clarity. It helps you tune out the external chaos and zero in on what truly matters. This is particularly important when pursuing goals or making decisions. As the Bible reminds us, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46, verse 10. Stillness, both physical and mental, allows you to hear the wisdom within and above. When you're silent, you're better able to assess situations, prioritize your tasks, and align your actions with your values. This focus not only enhances your productivity, but also fosters a sense of inner peace. Not a 5. Silence as a path to self-mastery. Silence teaches discipline. It requires restraint to hold back words, especially when emotions are high. But in practicing silence, you gain mastery over yourself. You learn to prioritize your long-term goals over short-term impulses. This self-mastery translates into every aspect of life, from personal relationships to professional achievements. Consider the example of Jesus during his trial. Accused and mocked, he chose silence. But Jesus remained silent, Mark 61. His silence wasn't weakness, it was a powerful statement of his focus and trust in his mission. In our own lives, we can draw inspiration from this example, using silence to stay aligned with our higher purpose. 6. Silence amplifies actions over words. Ultimately, silence allows your actions to speak for you. Words can be empty or misunderstood, but actions are undeniable. By choosing silence, you shift the focus from what you say to what you do. Your achievements, behavior, and character become your voice, leaving a far greater impact than words ever could. In the end, silence isn't just about staying quiet. It's about embracing a way of life that prioritizes intentionality, wisdom, and self-control. It's a practice that protects you from unnecessary harm, enhances your relationships, and empowers you to live with purpose. By mastering the art of silence, you don't just confuse others, you transform yourself. Overcoming the temptation to speak too much. The urge to speak, especially in emotionally charged moments, is a challenge most of us face. Whether it's defending ourselves, proving our worth, or simply filling awkward silences, the temptation to talk can often lead to regret. Mastering the art of restraint is not just about holding your tongue, it's about gaining control over your impulses and prioritizing what truly matters. 1. Recognize the root of the urge. The first step in overcoming the temptation to speak too much is understanding why we feel compelled to do so. Often, the desire to talk stems from insecurity or a need for validation. We fear being misunderstood, underestimated, or left out. But here's the truth. Over-explaining doesn't guarantee understanding, and speaking more doesn't always equate to being heard. As C.S. Lewis wisely observed, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. By shifting the focus away from how others perceive us, we can let go of the need to constantly justify or explain ourselves. 2. Silence is a form of strength. There's a common misconception that silence means submission or passivity. In reality, silence is often a sign of strength. It takes courage and discipline to remain quiet when your instincts are screaming to speak. The Bible captures this beautifully. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. Proverbs 29, verse 11. Choosing silence in moments of temptation is not about avoiding conflict, it's about rising above it. It shows that you're in control of your emotions and not easily provoked. This restraint often commands respect and shifts the balance of power in your favor. Number 3, practice the power of the pause. One practical way to overcome the urge to speak is by practicing the pause. Before responding in a conversation or reacting to a situation, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this worth saying? A brief moment of reflection can prevent impulsive words that you might later regret. This pause also allows you to assess whether your words will add value to the conversation or merely contribute to the noise. Silence during this pause demonstrates thoughtfulness and composure, which can often leave a stronger impression than words. 4. Understand that silence doesn't equal agreement. One of the reasons people feel pressure to speak is the fear that silence might be interpreted as agreement or weakness. However, silence can be a powerful way of communicating without words. It can signal disinterest, disapproval, or even strength, depending on the context. For example, during his trial, Jesus remained silent in the face of false accusations, but Jesus made no reply, not even to a single charge, to the great amazement of the governor. Matthew 27:14. His silence wasn't consent. It was a profound declaration of his confidence in the truth. 5. Build confidence in actions, not words. The need to speak too much often comes from a belief that our words define us. But the most impactful individuals let their actions speak louder than their voices. Instead of explaining or defending yourself, focus on what you're doing. Let your results and behavior tell your story. When people see the consistency between your actions and your values, their respect for you grows. As the saying goes, your actions speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you are saying. Nut 6. Embrace the freedom of silence. One of the most liberating aspects of silence is the freedom it brings. When you let go of the need to explain, defend, or impress, you free yourself from the burden of others' opinions. This doesn't mean you stop caring about what's important. It means you prioritize your peace and purpose over unnecessary words. The Bible offers this wisdom. Let your words be few. Ecclesiastes 5:2. By choosing silence, you gain clarity, conserve energy, and maintain focus on what truly matters. 7. Shift your mindset about silence. Overcoming the temptation to speak too much begins with a mindset shift. Silence is not an absence of communication. It's an intentional form of it. When you embrace silence as a deliberate choice rather than a limitation, it becomes a source of empowerment. C.S. Lewis captured this perspective when he said, "Integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching." Similarly, silence is doing the wise thing, even when no one expects it. It's a reflection of self-control, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of the dynamics around you. 8. Make silence a habit. Finally, like any skill, mastering silence requires practice. Start small. Hold back in conversations where you usually speak up unnecessarily. Observe how your silence affects the dynamic. Over time, you'll find that speaking less not only helps you listen more, but also allows your words to carry greater weight when you do choose to speak. In a noisy world, silence is a rare and valuable asset. By overcoming the temptation to speak too much, you elevate your communication, protect your energy, and deepen your relationships. You don't have to fill every silence. Sometimes, the most profound statement is saying nothing at all. Silence is more than the absence of words. It's a profound presence, a statement of strength, and a tool for transformation. In a world where noise often drowns out substance, mastering the art of silence sets you apart. It's not about retreating or avoiding conflict. It's about choosing your battles wisely and letting your silence speak louder than any words ever could. When you embrace silence, you gain control over your emotions and actions. You protect yourself from unnecessary harm and confusion while projecting confidence and wisdom. As the Bible reminds us, be still and know that I am God, Psalm 46:10. In stillness, we find clarity. In silence, we discover strength. C.S. Lewis once said, "We are what we believe we are." When you choose silence, you believe in your power to influence not through noise, but through intentionality. Your silence disrupts the expectations of others, making them curious, reflective, and even unsettled. It allows you to move with purpose, free from the burden of constant explanations and validations. But silence is not just about others, it's about transforming yourself. It teaches discipline, nurtures emotional intelligence, and helps you focus on what truly matters. By practicing silence, you not only elevate your communication, but also deepen your connection with others and yourself. So, what might happen if you started mastering the art of silence today? How might your life change if you spoke less but with greater impact? Remember, silence isn't empty, it's full of potential. When you choose to let your actions speak, you confuse, inspire, and empower those around you. As you step forward, let the wisdom of Proverbs guide you. Even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise. Proverbs 17:28. Be intentional with your words, deliberate in your silence, and unwavering in your purpose. Silence isn't just golden, it's transformative. Now, go forth and live a life that's not just heard, but truly felt.